Okay, good morning, class. I'm Mike Moremi. I'm going to take you through material handling and storage safety measures. And by first, in this topic, supposed to learn about the specific learning objectives, which on our next slide, you can see by the end of this lesson, the learner should be able to one, identify five areas methods of handling construction materials. Two, identify five areas ways of storing construction materials. So when you talk about material handling and storage safety, we first get to determine the terms which are material handling and material storage. So when you talk about material handling, we refer to the movement, protection, storage, and construction and control of construction materials through a site, which will mean that we handle how materials are moved, protected, and stored in a construction site. The other one is about material storage, which we refer to how materials are kept safely when not in immediate use. So the other one, we are going to learn about the importance of proper material handling and storage safety, which we first start with improve efficiency, which we mean which ensures smooth material flow across the site. We also learn about it protects the materials, which reduces the damage and contamination, preserving the material quality. It also reduces the cost, which limits waste and losses, contributing to more budget-friendly operations. It also ensures compliance, which meets legal and industry standards for healthy safety and environment. It also promotes sustainability, which encourages safe disposal and eco-conscious storage to reduce environmental harm. The other one, I'm going to learn about the common hazards, which are going to face through. And common hazards, you can talk about the injuries from the manual lifting, which is just from the strains, sprains, or back injuries due to improper lifting techniques or over rejection, which you can mean that the way the operatives are going to handle the materials in a construction site. The other one is about the chips and the slips, which is the obstructed walkways and scattered materials, which increase the risk of slipping and tripping. We can talk about the spillage of oil on the construction site, which may result to the people on the construction site going to fall or trip. Then the other one is about the material damage, which will talk about the weather exposure, such as the rain and the sun, which can decay materials, especially if not covered or stored. We usually get that some materials which are chemically bonded, so that they're supposed to be kept well, and they're not supposed to be exposed to weather. The other one is about the environmental contamination, which we refer to the pollutants seeping into soil or water, or, which are careless storage or hazardous materials. So we can talk about the oil, or also the chemicals like which is used to cure the timber when you can say we are roofing the structure. The other one we talk about the safety principles for material handling, the principles which are supposed to follow when we are handling the material. First, we can talk about the use of proper lifting techniques, which you can always say we start by always bend the knees, keep the back straight, and lift with your legs, not your back, to avoid a strain or injury. As you can see from these safety principles, we are talking about the which I've talked earlier about the strain of the back, and also the next one is about the team lifting for heavy materials. Heavy materials you can refer to the timber, the trusses, and also the bags of cement which are used. So when we are handling the heavy items, we use teamwork to ensure safe handling where we involve everyone in the construction site. The other one is supposed to wear appropriate PPE, the construction site, which protects the operatives from physical harm. The other one is supposed to utilize mechanical aids such as trolleys, forklifts, hoists, cranes to reduce physical strain or move large or heavy items safely. This one you can also talk about when you are doing the slab. You can usually use the crane to lift the concrete up the floor which you're making your slab. The other one you're supposed to plan the route, which ensures The pathways are clear, dry, and well lit to minimize tripping and slipping during transport. You can also secure the load, which always check that the materials are properly balanced, wrapped, or strapped before moving. And the final one is about to handle the hazardous materials with care, which we follow the labeling, storage, and uses guidelines specific to chemicals. Also, we use also to take ourselves from the sharp materials. The other one we're going to talk about the storage safety guidelines, which you can talk about the stable stacking. When you say the stable stacking, you mean the stack materials. You're supposed to stack the materials on a flat, firm surfaces with heavy items at the bottom to prevent toppling. What I mean toppling is that you can place the heavy materials up on the light materials, which makes the heavy materials stop on the ground because there's no flat surface on the base is not strong. We can also talk about the clean and organized areas where we also ensure storage zones are free from clutter, spills or obstructions to minimize tripping and contamination. So when we mean about that, we talk about the obstructions which we may endure on our way. Also, you're supposed to make it clean. Then one is about the protection from weather, which uses covers, shelters, or indoor storage to shield materials from rain, sunlight, or humidity. That we protect the materials from the environmental harm, which we can use them by covering or sheltering them. The other one is about the secure storage, which we use the use of resistance like straps, nets, or beams to prevent shifting or rolling during storage or transport. We can also talk about the clean and organized areas, which will ensure storage zones are free from clutter, spills, or obstructions to minimize tripping and contamination. And also is supposed to observe the load limits, which are not supposed to exceed the load capacity of shelves or racks to prevent the structural collapse. There we can mean that we're supposed not to overload the structure to the maximum. So you're not supposed to place the loads which are more heavy because the structure cannot be able to withstand it. The other one is about the special storage as well as materials, where we follow special chemical storage guidelines such as ventilation segregation based on chemical compatibility. Getting to handle that, I hope that the class was good and thank you for your time. Thank you.